We will need to.
You want to be
Call the meeting back to order. All right, at this time, we have interviewed both of our candidates. I open it up to any board comments at this time for the candidates we have just interviewed. Comments from the board?
I will just say I appreciate second round interviews, and at first I was not really in favor of it. So going through second round did help with the decision, for the record. Anyone?
I think we have two really great candidates.
Mm-hmm.
They both have some great strengths. Andy said it best, that they have strengths in different areas. We need to look at the area that we need those strengths in.
I can start down. Paige, do you have any comments or thoughts after the two interviews this evening?
Oh, I have to go first.
I did make you first, yes. I thought I'd start at the end of the table.
I mean, they're both great. Their strengths, Wally has, their strengths, Brandon has.
That's
It's
fine.
hard.
It is hard.
My only, Wally just doesn't have the experience of a superintendent.
Mhm.
And that would really be my only, wouldn't really be a negative, but, thing that I could say that Brandon would have, more experience.
Okay. Brandon?
I think I'm going to emulate Paige's experience comments, just with the fact that, especially when it comes to budgeting, I think that having the years of experience is a pro with the other candidates. It's challenging. It's hard when there's just two, I suppose you could say. But I will say that I feel like both candidates are very good candidates. It's a very, I believe that Brandon was a little bit more polished with his answers and some of the things related to what a superintendent does because of that experience.
Eric?
Well, Brandon took all my good answers, but Brandon's more polished. He's been a superintendent, and I think we have a tremendous opportunity here. We've got two great candidates. I'd be all right either way, but we don't have our own business manager. We have to use a service, and we only have that service 2 days a week, and I'm not convinced that we have a full 2 days a week even.
Do you know when that contract's up?
Nope, I don't.
It was just approved at the beginning of the year.
And so,
But I think it's contingent on.
well, now this is my time, so I'll keep talking. Thank you. So, I don't know if, I think that Brandon has more experience setting budgets and whatnot in a school setting. So I'm leaning towards Brandon.
Okay. Danny?
I think we have two great candidates as well. Being in the community and having kids in a lot of different levels, there's a lot of people talking right now and kind of listening to what the community needs and our teachers need, or staff needs, I should say. So I think, yes, the budget is very important, but there's a lot of levels that we need to look at, not just the budget. So.
Okay, thank you, Danny. Nick?
I agree with Danielle. They're both excellent candidates. It is a hard decision. Understanding the morality and the need in our schools for keeping that morale and keeping our staff happy. Our staff are our biggest asset. We have no schools if we're not keeping our staff. We have no kids coming if we don't have our staff here. And I think Wally has proven to stay within budget, working with challenging budgets in a large school system. That high school is the size, if not larger, than our entire district. So I think that he's proved himself that way. He's not leaving. He gave us what he thinks he can give. We know that we're not going to have a 2-year turnover with his position also. So I'm proud to say that I would be in support of Wally.
Darcy?
I think everybody has brought up some really great points. A wise man told me you hire on personality because all skills can be taught. So while Brandon seemed slightly more skillful in the financial aspect, although the research wasn't done as far as what is directly going to be impacting us. One candidate did look at all of it and let us know what will be impacting us, and took that time to research and learn that skill. And I do think that's a personality that would be hard to turn down. I think it could bring a lot to our district. I think they both answered questions well that some I liked more than others, but it's a tough decision.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone who's come out. I don't remember ever a group being this large for this, so I appreciate the community input on this. All the number of different ones who've reached out to us as well from the community, give their input, all very positive on the people that we were interviewing here this evening. Both well qualified. I'm looking for the best fit as well. And I think sometimes it goes to, there's a fit that we want for somebody that we're looking for at this moment. Yes?
Okay. I just want, because I had to go first, so I wasn't really.
You know what? We can come around a couple times if you like, because this decision is really important. So Paige, go ahead.
We have lots of time.
Okay. So, what I was saying, but then Brandon kind of, yes, Brandon's got more experience. However, as a teacher, I would walk up, I feel more comfortable communicating with Wally.
Okay.
I mean, that's, it's like one of you said, I think somebody said personality. And I think it's what gives the staff, that I can walk up and I can talk to him and I feel good, I feel safe, I feel supported. So.
I also want to add, I did feel through all those answers that I wrote down that one candidate was slightly more student focused, and that is our vision. Mm-hmm. That is something that we continuously try to say and drive. And one candidate brought it up more often than the other.
Good point. Good catch.
Any other comments from the board? Yes,
Can I do any referring to the references at all? Like a statement within a reference? Or no?
I think we can.
I think it's public data.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and I know some people are concerned with like the budget piece, but talking to somebody who's a current superintendent was talking about how he felt very comfortable with Wally's understanding of budgets, and he calls him fiscally prudent, which is a very interesting word. Never heard of anybody referred to as that, so it was just an interesting
prudent.
fiscally prudent.
And
but
he's-
also keeping the needs of staff
That's what I was
and
gonna read.
students at the
Yeah.
forefront. And then, like, this is his exact statement, so.
Both of the reference sheets were very
Yeah.
interesting.
Mhm.
Coming back to the board again, any other comments?
Oh, wait.
Usually I'm a rather impatient man. I understand the importance of this moment. That's why I'm asking again. Is there any other comments at this time? What I would ask the board to do at this time is to take a minute. What I would ask you to do is to write your name on a piece of paper and to write the name of the candidate who you wish to put forward for superintendent. You can leave it blank, but I will not be very happy with that.
I don't think an audit would be either.
No. So if you can take a moment now to do that, that would be appreciated. If you could fold them up.
Eric, could you play some music?
Which song would you pick for this moment?
Yeah, but is ever a time.
Final countdown by Europe. I think that'd be
Can
apropos.
you make sure we have 7? Want me to read them or would you?
Yeah, we won't do a tie.
Darcy will be a witness, just in case. Wade Welper voted for Wally. Page voted for Wally. Yeah, that is beautiful handwriting, Paige. Wow, that is amazing. Anyway,
Very artsy.
Danny, you just put your last name, that confused me for a minute. Voted for Wally. Nikki Miller voted for Wally. That is a majority, my folks.
We have our winner.
Darcy voted for Wally. Eric Morgan voted for Brandon. And then we have one other vote for Brandon. So 5 for Wally, 2 for Brandon.
Well, there we go.
Do we
We
do a
motion? Yeah. I'll motion to instate Wally Genevico as our superintendent upon his acceptance after our offer and upon passing of the background check and Minnesota superintendent licensure, acquiring superintendent licensure. Did I say that right?
I think you got a lot in there I'm not going to repeat, but we need a second
I'll
on
second
that.
that.
All right. We have a motion seconded to offer the position to Wally, contingent on all the things that Nikki said. All those in favor signify by...
Discussion?
Oh, discussion, yes.
So we'll call him tonight and get the deal done.
That is we will offer him that. The deal probably won't be done tonight, but we'll be offering that and the conversation will be started. Yes, good point, Mr. Moore. Is there any other discussion?
And we won't contact the second finisher until we know if the first one is taking it or not,
Please.
correct?
Yes, that is usually the proper way of doing it. Yes.
All right.
And can we vote, like, what if he declines? What's our,
And we go with number 2.
do we have to make a motion to that as well?
That's a whole different story.
Would we agree with you?
And we have a meeting on Wednesday night, so
Okay.
that would probably be something to bring back
Okay,
to
I
that.
just wanna make sure we apply.
If you just read the paper about Byron, that was a unique situation, so
Yes.
let's, we'll bring that back if that's the case.
Thank you.
All right, any other discussion?
Good question.
All right. Hearing no other discussion, proceed to vote on offering of the position to Wally. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes for Wally to be offered the position of the superintendent of La Crescent Hoka School District.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been moved to adjourn in second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Now we
Okay.
can clap.